Hey, good evening. Hope you are all doing well. Hope your week is going good. Uh, Before I start, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I would very much appreciate it. My little channel would appreciate it. And thank you in advance. All right. Wild day in the market. I did not completely shoot myself in the foot like I did yesterday at market open. I played it a little bit more conservatively. Um, yeah, so let's get into some of those trades. Preface this with last night I started negative 450 on my very first trade in the night. The Nasdaq just won't freaking die. It I tried to short it at the Asian Open. It was like 7:45, 7:30 or so, and I was like, okay, I'll just catch this quick short as it drops down. And it popped up on me. I was like, okay, well, I'll just move my stop up. And the next thing I know, it popped me out for a negative 450 loss. So I was already working from uh, behind this morning. I made it back. Uh, and then here we go. So this is what 10 a.m. this morning, and you'll see. Moving your stop is a bad idea. Don't move your stop. As long as I don't move my stop, I can recover from pretty much anything that I do. Uh, when I move my stop, like you are fixing to see, it creates bad habits. The caveat to that is if I know when I am very, very confident that it is going to continue to fall, I was not here. I was just trying to save it. I knew I'd placed a bad entry and I was trying to save this one. And all I did was make it exponentially worse by moving my stop loss. It happens. It shouldn't happen. I should have let it play out because it just made it that much worse on me. It's a bad trade. That is not a good trade. That is a bad way to go to start with. But anyway, so yeah, I trade this in conjunction with the spy, and I tried to take some clips of that um, where I actually let that play out, and hopefully I can match those together to give you guys a better example of how I trade the SPY in conjunction with the Nasdaq. It obviously I have two screens going at the same time. Um, so what you're seeing on this screen isn't necessarily what I am looking at. I'm actually looking at the SPY chart. Yeah, you know, it's kind of hard. It's really hard to explain. You would have to see it in motion. But if the SPY is going along and it starts dragging, right? I'll hop in short on the Nasdaq. As long as the Nasdaq isn't running to the heavens, I'll get in early on a move. I don't mind holding it through some pain, as long as the SPY is dumping, because eventually the Nasdaq is going to go catch it, right? Like this one right here. I'm negative 100+ dollars in this trade, and I'm only using two contracts. By the way, I throttled down. Said I was going to do that yesterday. I stuck to that. Uh, Throttled down, just inching my way up to that magic number of 159 on all of these accounts. But and I'll do it multiple times I might even catch the same 1 minute candle doing this. So I'm trading off the 150 pick chart on the Nasdaq here, which is 150 transactions make one candle. If I understand it correctly. 150 transactions, purchases and sales make one candle on this. And it seems to really work well for me. It seems to me to work a lot better than the 1 minute chart or 5 minute chart, 3 minute chart, with the exception of it, it is really easy to get tunnel vision on the 150 tick chart, and it's good to zoom out and look at things as a whole as to what the market is doing, where the Nasdaq is actually at. Sometimes I'll get too sucked in to just drill down too close, and I'll lose my sense of direction on where we're at in a trade. Like that one right there, I closed it early because I didn't like what it was doing. I didn't like the bounce that was going on with the SPY. Speaking of which, let me see if I can't fast forward and find. See how the so on this so this green line on the SPY right here is VWAP. These gold lines are the pivot points. Ran up, it hit the pivot, it hit the top right here, and it bounced off of it and came back down. Well, not sure exactly how to word that. The SPY will run up and it'll just kind of hang. When it kind of hangs and runs sideways, that's normally when I will get short on the Nasdaq, right? If it goes to a certain point and it just kind of sits there and stalls, well, normally the Nasdaq will sell off as it's stalled in that dollar amount. And maybe this doesn't make sense to you guys. Maybe you're going, this dude freaking crazy. Well, this crazy dude making it work. It's working for me. So, and it's just on and on and on. I placed, what, 90 trades, 100 trades today, the same exact way. And as long as I don't move my stop loss, it's profitable. It's an 80% win rate for me. Granted, now it is a negative 2-to-1 ratio. It's actually a little bit over that. It's like a 1 to 2.2 ratio gain to loss. The losses are always going to be greater than the wins, but the sheer numbers of the times that I win far outweigh the losses. Is that a backwards way of doing that? I don't know, but I'm making it work for me. So you know what? Tomorrow's video, I will get more in depth on the SPY chart itself. I think, or maybe I can do a picture in picture, window in window. Aha, that might be a better way to go. I'll see if I can't make that happen tomorrow. But this is the same type of deal for me. And as soon as you see it do this right here, where it just breaks contain, right? Because if you remember just a minute ago, I was talking about this green line up here being VWAP and then this other pivot point. Well, it busted and blasted right through that, and it's doing nothing but going down, man. You know? And that's just the way that I trade this. I trade it all day long like this. I'll go long sometimes, but for the majority of the time, it's short. Um, bears take the elevator, bulls take the stairs, and it works great this way unless you have a massive bull run day like what day? Thursday and Friday, where it literally did nothing but go straight up. Well, those 2 days I got my face ripped off. So, oh man. But yeah, I just stair step this all the way down. These moves up, pops up, goes short. If the SPY stalls out, I'll go short and I'll wait to catch the bottom of it. This is a different account. This is the other group, but it's the same narrative for me. So these accounts I've stepped up to 5 contracts on them. Because they're lagging. I want to get all of these done this week. And so I added some risk to them. And sometimes that works great. Sometimes it does not. Sometimes it's a little extra pain. But again, these are evals. I don't have a problem swinging for the fences on evals. I can't remember what news. PPI data was this morning, I think. Um, I didn't play the news. I played after the news. And at one point on those other three that I was showing you a minute ago, I was down, I started 450 in the hole. I made it to negative 1400 in the hole before I got a foothold on things and got it turned around and going back in my direction. So, but anyway, the SPY is my friend. So what did I end up with today? Let's see here. I ended up 78 46 to the good. And that puts me in striking distance in the next couple of days on actually finishing those three, because I only got to get to 159, and I should be able to pull that off between tomorrow and Friday. And I still have even till Wednesday, but I would really feel much better once they're done and completed. So that is day 3 of my road back to fun. Oh, by the way, so on Apex's Discord last night, I was so they screwed up my payment, right? They messed up my payout. I requested 3 accounts of 2,000 each back on the 4th. It got approved. The funds were removed from those accounts. And after the funds were removed from those accounts, I started trading them. A heavy emphasis on after, right? I waited this time until the money was taken out to actually actively trade them. Well, I blew them up after those funds were removed. Um, but in my bank account, they sent me, instead of 6 grand, they sent me 2,500, 2.5, 2,500. Well, that's not right, right? So I reached out to them. I reached out to their support. They said they were going to kick that up the ladder and make it right, and they did. They made it right. They paid me the 6K that they owed me. And so far, Apex, as long as I have done what I am supposed to do, they have done what they are supposed to do. So I understand that mistakes happen. They made me sweat it out a day or two without a real explanation. It doesn't matter to me what the explanation is. Things happen, mistakes happen. And being someone who has dealt with customer service before, I understand that dealing with the general public sucks. So thank them for putting up with me. But long story short, they made it right. And that's awesome. Um, that is really all I got. I am slowly working my way back to the funded category, and yeah, that is it. I will catch up with you all next time. And as always, thank you very much for tuning in. Y'all take care.